Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zack, and today I am driving a 2021 BMW 330i xDrive. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this BMW 330i xDrive for two reasons. First of all, it's been a couple of years since I've driven this generation of BMW 3 Series. Now, this is still the current G20 generation of BMW 3 Series. However, I just don't drive as many modern BMWs as maybe some other channels, so it's always good to see what's current. But the second reason is the fact that this is not the 6-cylinder, it is the 4-cylinder, and this is the M Sport, so we'll talk about some of the goodies that come along with that. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle and have it reviewed here on the channel, you can head on over to my website, zackbradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And if you'd like to see all my videos weeks or sometimes months in advance, you can head on over to my Patreon for only $5 a month, as well as there's exclusive audio content. But let's get back to that 2-liter turbo under the hood. Well, it is not the 6-cylinder. The 340 got the 6-cylinder. However, this still makes a very healthy amount of horsepower. It makes 225 horsepower, which I think is still respectable for a sedan like this. However, the benefits come with fuel economy. The EPA estimates it mid-30s for fuel economy, which is very nice. However, the owner of this car drove it from Tennessee up here to Wisconsin and got a whopping 45 miles to the gallon on the highway out of a BMW Sporty Fun vehicle. That is an insane and lovely number. So if you are contemplating the 6 or 4-cylinder, just know that you'll have that in your back pocket. Like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's fine. It does the job. It's a good transmission. I'm not over the moon about it. It doesn't cook me breakfast or anything like that, but that's okay. And last but not least, because this does have the xDrive system, it is all-wheel drive. How does it feel to drive the BMW 330i xDrive M Sport? Well, it's rough. That is the first thing you notice, is the bounciness of the suspension, because it actually does have the M Sport suspension, which is a sportier setting, or sport-tuned suspension, I should say. Now, when you chuck it into a corner, when you drive it in a very spirited manner, you do want that stiffer suspension, and it's fantastic. But in a daily driver, something with the smaller engine, something you might not be taking to the track, it does get a little bit tiresome driving down the road and having your head bounce like a bobblehead. Beyond that, visibility is good, throttle response is fantastic. I really do enjoy the 4-cylinder turbo. It's just the ride, but again, you can find these in non-M Sport packages that don't have that suspension, and I think you'll like it a lot better. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a completely digital dashboard. Really love the way that BMW is moving in this direction. I think it looks nice. I think it has all of the necessary items and has this cool orange hue as you drive. On the steering wheel on the left, we do have our adaptive cruise control settings, and off to the right, we have our volume and selectors. And around the back, we do have some paddle shifters. To the left of the steering wheel, we do have a climate control vent, as well as our headlight and fog light settings. And moving out of the door, we have memory seats, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we get our infotainment system. This does have the iDrive system. We'll talk more about that later on, but I like it. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. BMW is actually the first mainstream company to have Apple CarPlay. Technically, the Ferrari FF was the first vehicle to have it, but BMW was the first one to adapt it for their line of vehicles back in 2014. We get a 360 camera. In the infotainment, we also have something called Caring Car, which has two modes for vitalize and relax, which will basically turn on the heaters, play some nice music, and calm you down. It's a 3-minute relax program, de-stresses the driver with climate controls, lights, and music. Vitalize invigorates the driver with climate control, lights, and music. Very interesting to see that. Down below that, we have our hazard switch and our safety features on and off, climate controls, and down below, we have our heated seats and physical climate controls. I love that this actually has physical climate controls, and I hate here in 2025 that I have to specify and get excited when I actually do see it, but these buttons don't go anywhere if you change the song, so I quite like that. We do have favorite buttons, not only for the radio, but you can also set these favorite buttons for navigational points or pages of interest. We also have skip, track, and volume. And then we have an openable cubby with a wireless charger, USB-A, 12-volt outlet, and 2 cup holders. So we will do a big friggin' bottle test. And unfortunately it fails, but we knew it was going to anyway. Then we do have the shifter in the center. I like the look of the shifter. I think it feels modern, it looks modern, and it's attractive. However, I think in practice, it's a little bit annoying. You have to hit the side unlock button and then forward and back for reverse and drive. It's a little gimmicky, but that's okay. Off to the left, we have our traction control off, parking sensors on and off, and automatic start stop on and off, the car on and off, the ignition switch, and then we have drive modes for Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro. Never understood why BMW has Eco Pro mode, but not just Eco. Anyway, power parking brake, and then off to the right, we get our iDrive selector. Again, this is going away in modern BMWs, but it's here, and I really, really like it. I think it works well. It has great tactile feedback, and honestly, it's really, really nice to use. Then we do get a center console with a USB-C in it, and the seats. The seats are heated, power, and memory, and they're a little tight. Now, I'm a big guy. The owner of this car, Drew, is not a big guy. He fits in here perfectly. These seats probably feel form-fitting to him. Me, I feel like I'm sitting more on top of them. The bolsters for the M Sport. Hey, never mind. There's actually a button to adjust the side bolsters. I just couldn't find it with my left hand. Crisis averted, everyone. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's see if I have better luck back there. All right, so we're in the back of the 2021 BMW 330i xDrive M Sport, and it's not very spacious. If you want space, you gotta go up to the 5 Series, at least in terms of the back seat. Now, we do have our own climate controls back here, which is really, really nice for this size of vehicle. We have our own climate vents and 2 USB-Cs. Some ambient lighting does carry on in the door cards back here, but overall, this isn't like a wonderful place to be. It's not the worst place to be. The worst place to be is Peoria, Illinois. But I'm tolerating it back here, and it's fine. But again, if you do want to use your back seats all the time, you know that you're going to have passengers in the back all the time, I would highly recommend seeking out a 5 Series. With that being said, though, let's see what's behind these seats in the trunk. Right around the back of the 330i xDrive M Sport, we do have a button here on the key fob to release the trunk, and it does pop it up. Once we are back here, tons of space, plenty to love back here in the 330 xDrive M Sport. Nothing too crazy to write home about. I don't have any crazy speakers or outlets. There's something happening behind that tree line. There's a lot of sirens going on, so I apologize. But there you have it, the trunk of a 2021 3 Series. Actually, I take that back. There is one cool thing. It is a power trunk. So you hit the button and it goes right back down. That's actually really nice. I missed that on the first go around. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and honestly, I really like the look of this BMW. I think it looks good, and I think modern BMW can sometimes catch flack for their designs, but I still think that this is relatively reserved, especially in the 330i M Sport setting. I think it has nice wheels. I think it's styled and shaped really, really well, and overall, I'm just a big fan. I'm a BMW fan, and I think this is yet another good one. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a BMW 330i xDrive M Sport from 2021? Well, I like it a lot. I like this car a lot. Honestly, I thought a big downside was going to be that engine. It's not the case. I like the 4-cylinder turbo, and the fact that you can still get a 6-cylinder turbo is nice. If If you want to step up to the 340, you want to play with the big boys, be my guest. But you don't have to. It's not a necessity, and I like that. I think it drives well besides the suspension. I would not get the M Sport suspension if you plan on driving it long term or on long road trips. It takes potholes very, very personally, and your back is going to have something to say about it. But I like the features in here. I like the ambient lighting. I like the revitalization caring car feature. I like the 360 camera. I like the camera system. I like the mix of tan leathers with a little bit of wood accent. Has a very, very classy appeal, and the owners purchased this car for half of the original MSRP, only 3 years old. German cars depreciate like a lead brick, and so you can take a bath on a new one, or you can wait a little bit and be the real winner in the situation. Overall, that's it. This car's a big win. W-I-N. And as a daily driver, doesn't get much better. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Drew for letting me borrow his 330i, as well as Nick for setting this review up. They have both been absolutely wonderful to work with. I also filmed Nick's Highlander today. They've been very gracious hosts, and I appreciate them very, very much. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.